this is the new Toyota Auris HSD Hybrid Synergy Drive. That's its full title. I think it's just come on the market fairly recently. You can buy one today. It costs about £19,200, so it's not cheap for what is effectively a small hatchback around the middle. It feels a little bit roomier than a Golf, sort of golfish size. It is a hybrid. It's exactly the same hybrid technology that is used in the Toyota, the same engine, the same electric motor, the same battery system. So it operates in a very similar way, and I'm pushing it at the moment to the very, very limit, because effectively I've run out of petrol. I've got about I guess it'll be a 5-mile journey to get to the nearest petrol station, gas station, to where I live, and it's saying 8 miles. I can do 8 miles. I'm able to go down a hill. Luckily the garage is down the hill from where I live. I live up on a high hill, so I'm doing a lot of downhill cruising at the moment. I'm just letting it roll down. Luckily no one's behind me. Anyway, so a lot of people have not criticised me, but pointed out that I could do with revealing some more technical information about the vehicles I'm driving, which I think is a valid point, although there's plenty of other places to find out that stuff if you want. But this is the latest from Toyota. I think the very important thing about this car is it's actually built in this country. It's built at the Toyota works in Derbyshire, so it's not imported from Japan. So before you even start the onslaught of Top Gear based criticisms of hybrid cars, this one is already way under the carbon footprint of many other vehicles that are very popular on such programs. BMWs, shipped here from Germany. Their parts shipped from all over the world. Interestingly, I did do some research on the bumpers, the technology that makes the bumpers on BMWs. It's shipped from all corners of the globe on massive ships in exactly the same way as all other cars are. And the ludicrous and preposterous and really oil-funded, daft, bonkers criticism that has been levelled at this car about the batteries. It's the favourite hammer that the oil lobby constantly hammer away at a vehicle that uses less of their product. I mean, what else does it do? That makes no other difference to an oil company, this car. It's a petrol car. It just, the people who own them don't buy as much petrol as other people. It's as simple as that. And what does that make you do? That makes you go, they're rubbish! They're rubbish, and the batteries are toxic and have killed thousands of fingerless children. They simply haven't. And the batteries last... There's taxis now, all over the world, hybrid taxis, Prius taxis, all over the world. New York, London, they have them all over Europe, that have done 300,000 miles on one battery pack. You know, they are incredibly reliable, and this basically I think is a really brilliant next step, because it's the next step. They've made a slightly smaller hatchback, and theoretically, and this is what I'm trying to find out now, theoretically, because it's a smaller car, it's lighter, but with the same drivetrain as the Prius, logically you should get more miles to the gallon from it. And at the moment, I'll be honest with you, I haven't done that. However, I've only used it in the very near area where I live, which is in a very, very hilly area. There's nowhere I can go out of my house that isn't either up an extremely steep hill or down an extremely steep hill and then up another extremely steep hill. So it's not until I get about 15-20 miles away from my house that I can drive along where I am driving now, a level road. And so I'm going to try and work out how far I can. I'm going to try and max out the mileage. I'll do a bit of hypermiling in it. But the reason I'm checking it's giving me a cruise range of 7 miles, and I think I've got 6 miles to go to get to the gas station. So this is quite an interesting test. What happens when you run out of petrol? This is the question, and I'll tell you what happens when you run out of petrol in a petrol car. It stops in exactly the same way as an electric car stops when you run out of battery power. There's no difference. So this car has a 1.8 VVTi petrol engine that works in combination with a 60 kilowatt electric motor. The two engines, the electric and the petrol, work in synergy. Now, you don't plug this car in, you just put petrol in it like any normal fossil burning car. But what tends to happen is, because the electric motor is effectively your driving motor and the petrol engine is effectively generating electricity for that motor, the two things work in combination. So effectively the petrol engine does move you along, but not as much as the electric motor. So when I'm accelerating like I am now, the electric motor, 60 kilowatt electric motor, is spinning us up and driving us faster, and the petrol engine goes to generate electricity for that, but also to add traction to add drive to the wheels. So it's a combination of the two, hence the term synergy. It's working in synergy, and I feel that I'm in synergy with the whole world and the entire human race. They claim it does 74.3 miles to the gallon in a combined cycle, you know, that special test they do, and I'm impressed with that. I haven't got that out of it yet. I've got about 68 out of it, but not 73. The CO2 emissions are staggeringly low, 89 grams per kilometre, and that isn't from me going on in some big rant. That is from an internationally recognised body that measures these things. And if you look through the list, and it's fabulous, it goes up to the silly cars that you see on Top Gear, which are like 500, 600, 700 grams per kilometre. And the things like the Porsche Cayenne, my favourite car to hate, which is around 550 grams per kilometre. This is 89 grams per kilometre. That is staggeringly low. It really is an amazing achievement. And I'm very happy to say that's very good. I've definitely done about 8 miles, and I started off, I've done 8 miles, and I started off with the cruise range telling me I had 9 miles. I'm now at the garage, 8 miles further on, and the cruise range is 6 miles. Very proud of that, so I've made it. I've made it to the garage. Here we go. I'm now going to fill it up, and I'll find out how much it costs to fill it up, because boy, is this tank empty. Well, there we go. That's very interesting. That tank was, you know, everything on the dashboard was flashing, empty, refuel now, all those things. And I drove another, because I drove it last night, so I think I drove another sort of 15, 20 miles on what I was being told was an empty tank, and it cost me £40 and 5 pence to fill the tank. I think that's probably quite small then, that tank. It's telling me now at the average cruising I've been capable of doing 485 miles on a tank full, which is quite interesting. So I've zeroed all the readings just so that I can get some sort of vague impression of a realistic fuel consumption, because I think that's what this car is all about. If you're going to spend £19,000 on a new car, you want a car that is going to last going to last a long time. Well, its elder brother, the Toyota Prius, clearly is capable of doing 300,000 plus miles on the setup that you get with the car, i.e., you know, the same batteries, the same motors, the same structure of vehicle. So that's clearly well within its possible range. You're going to use, you imagine the fuel saving over 300,000 miles. It will be tens of thousands of pounds less than driving some stupid, great big fat oil burner. The other important things to remember are, particularly if you live in cities with congestion charges or tolls for entering the centre of the city, this car is exempt from the London congestion charge, so you don't have to pay anything. You register it, cost you £10 a year, and you can go in and out of London as often as you like. The road tax on these vehicles at present, and that may change, but I don't think it's going to change that soon, is precisely zero. You don't pay anything for your road tax. Now, road tax on a large family car or an SUV can be upwards of £400-500 a year. So that saving is colossal. Imagine how much fuel you could buy for £400, an enormous amount. Well, let's say 10 tankfuls. So 10 times 400 is 4,000 miles. So 4,000 miles of fuel. This car will accelerate from 0 to 60 in 11 point something seconds, which I don't even know if that's good. Sounds all right to me. I mean, why would you need to go faster? Unless, of course, you're in a Tesla. But, you know, it's not so it's not sort of super sluggish. But obviously, if you do that, you're going to reduce you're going to increase your fuel consumption. I haven't had road rage. Basically, I haven't had road rage since I got rid of my R32, because all that happened with the R32 was there were people stopping me accelerating at a staggering pace, and that was infuriating. So I'd pull out of a road and I would go boom like that, because it really did move, that car. It was fabulous. And then there'd be someone driving along normally, like a normal human being driving along normally, in my way. How dare they? I think it's fair to say I like the Toyota Auris. Don't like the name, but you know, I'm never going to like car names. I mean, I don't like Prius and Auris. Imagine if you met some old bloke and then he had two stunningly beautiful daughters and you went, oh my god, they're beautiful, and then you found out that their names were Prius and Auris. You'd go off them, wouldn't you?
This is my daughter Prius and my daughter Auris. Both of them want to be your wife.
No thanks, mate.
One way to get to know the details of a new car is to wash it. All cars get very dirty around where I live. There's so many selfish farmers driving their tractors along the road. Anyone would think they were doing an important job. So, the Toyota Auris HSD. I'm trying not to use all the automotive journalist cliches, but it is really well built. There's no wobbly bits, it's very easy to drive, it has no gears, no clutch, it handles well, the brakes work, the Bluetooth gubbins is really good. However, for me, the most important fact is that it uses less petrol than other cars its size. The batteries last forever. The batteries aren't more harmful to the environment than a diesel car. It's built in the UK, it's very cheap to run, and it's clearly how most cars are going to be built in the future. Now, I've got to give this car back. I'm going to miss it. Does that sound quite journalisty? And don't forget to join me next time on Fully Charged.